welcome to the deep dive. We often talk about individual tech breakthroughs, but today we're looking at something really significant. It's the collision of artificial intelligence and blockchain technology, or, crypto.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't just some future idea, it's happening now. It's reshaping the digital economy. Think of it like giving a super smart brain to a decentralized network.
That's a great way to put it. And the buzz around AI plus crypto, well, it's really taken off since 2024. You've got these huge leaps in AI models like ChatGPT and the newer multimodal ones from OpenAI, Anthropic, Mistral. They're the brains.
Right.
And then you see AI agents actually being used in the decentralized finance, but also in governance, even NFTs. That shows you where those brains are plugging in.
And one key piece making this all work, or starting to work, is the Model Context Protocol, MCP. Okay, the name sounds a bit technical, I know.
It does.
But the core idea, it's pretty groundbreaking. Turning AI models into actual digital assets you could track and verify on a blockchain.
Exactly. Decentralized, transparent, traceable.
So our mission today is to really unpack this merger of AI and crypto. What role does MCP play? And, maybe most importantly, what does this tell us about where the digital world is heading? Okay, so big picture first. AI and crypto, they seemed like separate worlds for a while. Why are they coming together now? What's the pull?
It's fascinating, actually. It's how well they complement each other's weaknesses. AI is fantastic at processing information, executing tasks, right? Super efficient.
Yeah, incredibly fast.
But it can struggle with context, real-world understanding, and trust. How do you trust its output? Incentives, too, they can be murky.
Right.
Crypto, though, offers this transparent, tamper-proof record, the blockchain ledger. Plus, it has really sophisticated tools for designing economic incentives, for decentralized governance, things AI often lacks.
Ah, I see. And what does AI bring to crypto then?
Well, crypto generates tons of data, right? On-chain data. But making sense of it all, analyzing user behavior for risk, executing smart trades, that needs intelligence. Basic algorithms only go so far. AI provides that.
So it's truly symbiotic. Crypto gives AI a structured world with clear rules, and AI gives crypto, what, proactive intelligence?
Proactive decision-making, exactly. It's not just reacting, it's analyzing and acting.
Can you give us some solid examples? Where is this actually happening?
Oh, definitely. Think about AI market makers in DeFi. Traditionally, they used fixed rules, static.
Right. Set it and forget it, sort of.
Pretty much. But now, AI algorithms are analyzing tons of stuff in real-time transaction history, order book depth, even sentiment across different chains. This means they can allocate liquidity way more dynamically, much more efficiently. It blows the static models out of the water.
Wow, okay. That's a big difference. What else?
Governance is another big one. DAOs, decentralized autonomous organizations, these online groups run by members.
Yeah, they can be complex to manage.
Exactly. So now you have AI governance agents. They can read through complex proposals, figure out what people are actually trying to say in discussions, predict how votes might go, even give you personalized voting advice.
Personalized advice.
Yeah, based on your past votes or stated preferences, AI is becoming this on-chain cognitive executor. It's not just processing, it's participating, thinking, shaping things.
On-chain cognitive executor. I like that. And the fuel for all this intelligence, it sounds like it's the data on the blockchain itself.
Precisely. On-chain data is verifiable, structured, censorship-resistant. It's almost perfect training material for AI. You see projects like Ocean Protocol, BitAnswer, already exploring this. Down the line, we might even see AI models specifically trained to understand Web3 semantics natively, like on-chain AI model standards.
And the incentives. You mentioned crypto offers better economics than just, say, paying for API calls like in Web 2. How?
Yeah, this is really where it gets interesting. Instead of just paying per API call, on-chain incentives, especially like those MCP, is helping let AI systems earn rewards directly for the value they create.
How does that work? Proof.
Through things like verifiable proofs of task execution. Basically, cryptographic proof that the AI did what it was supposed to, fulfilled the user's intent, and created actual economic value. So the AI agents become participants in the economy, not just tools, but economic actors.
Economic actor. So AI isn't just working for us, it's working within the digital economy, earning its way. What's the end game here? Where does this lead?
Well, if you zoom out, we might be looking at the beginnings of an on-chain social structure centered around agents. It won't just be humans interacting.
You mean AI agents talking to each other? And to us?
Yes. AI models interpreting context, coordinating strategies, maybe with other AIs, maybe with humans participating in governance, maybe even forming their own little microeconomies with tokens and incentives.
A digital society with
Yeah.
humans and AIs interacting, governing. That's quite a vision. No wonder VCs are paying attention. You mentioned capital markets are interested.
Hugely interested. The last 6 months, you've seen major players A16's Paradigm, multi-coin investing heavily, plus projects like Eigenlayer, Bit&Sur, Flock, Base MCP gaining traction.
Right. There's this growing agreement that AI in Web3 isn't just a tool anymore. It's becoming an agent with identity, context, incentives, even governance rights.
So looking past, say, 2025.
The expectation is AI agents become essential in Web3. The whole model shifts. Not just off-chain AI talks to blockchain via API. It's more like models are nodes on the network,
Yeah.
and user intents are the contracts. Protocols like MCP are driving that shift.
So definitely not just hype. This feels like a fundamental long-term change. How AI works on-chain, how it's incentivized.
Mm.
It's defining the future of these decentralized systems. Okay, let's get into that engine then, MCP, the Model Context Protocol. Where did it come from and how does it actually work?
Right, so MCP didn't just appear out of nowhere. It builds on progress in both AI and crypto. Since, say, 2014, AI models like GPT-4, Claude, Gemini, they've gotten much better at managing context, breaking down tasks, learning continuously.
Okay, they can handle longer, more complex interactions now. Exactly. Which makes things like ongoing on-chain interaction, even some autonomous decisions, actually feasible. At the same time, crypto's matured. You have modular blockchains, more specialized, efficient. Account abstraction makes wallets easier to use. Rollups offer scalability. All this makes the blockchain environment more flexible, more ready for AI to participate natively.
And MCP provides the rule book, the
Yeah.
standard for how they interact.
Precisely. MCP is designed as this foundational layer. It covers the whole life cycle of an AI model on the blockchain, how it gets called, how it works, how it gets feedback, how it gets paid.
And why is that needed? What problems does it solve?
Two main things. First, the technical hurdles. Making AI actually useful on-chain hasn't been easy. MCP aims to smooth that out. Second, it meets this growing need in Web3 for what's called the intent-centric paradigm.
Okay, intent-centric. We keep hearing that. Break it down for us. What does it mean practically?
Sure. Think about using a blockchain today. You often need to know the specific smart contract function, the exact data format, the transaction details. It's technical.
Yeah, it's not exactly user-friendly for most people.
Right. There's a huge gap between what a user wants to do their intent, like get the best yield on my stablecoins, and the technical steps needed to make that happen on chain. AI can bridge that gap. It understands natural language, translates intent into blockchain actions.
Makes sense.
But UT, for AI to do that effectively on chain, it needs a few things. A persistent identity, some kind of memory, clear permissions, and, like we said, economic incentives. MCP provides that framework.
So MCP itself isn't an AI or an app. It's the layer underneath.
Exactly that. It's crucial to get that MCP as a semantic protocol layer. It defines the standards across the chain.
Yeah.
How models are called, how context is built, how intent is understood, how actions are executed, how feedback and rewards work.
Okay. You mentioned 4 key parts to MCP. Let's start with the first, model identity. How does an AI get an identity on the blockchain?
So with MCP, each AI model or agent gets its own unique on-chain address. Think of it like its own wallet. This address lets the AI receive assets, start transactions, interact with smart contracts, but, and this is key, only based on verified permissions. You can't just do anything. This makes the AI a first-class account on the blockchain. Autonomous? Recognized.
Got it. A verifiable digital self for the AI. What about the second part, context collection and semantic interpretation? How does the AI know what to do?
Right. This is the context in Model Context Protocol. This system gathers all the information the AI needs to understand the task and its environment. It pulls from the current blockchain state, maybe off-chain data sources, its own past interactions, and the user's instructions, often in natural language.
So it gets a full briefing.
Pretty much. It combines all these pieces to get the semantic context needed to interpret instructions accurately and act in line with what the user actually wants.
Okay, that makes sense. It needs
Right.
the background info. Are there already systems being built using MCP? Any early examples?
Yes, definitely. We're seeing prototypes emerge. There's base MCP, which focuses on deploying AI models as public on-chain agents for things like trading strategy generation or asset management. Anyone can call them.
Interesting.
Then there's Flock, which is cool. It's a multi-agent system, multiple AIs coordinating on a single complex task from a user.
Collaboration between AIs.
Exactly. And then you have projects like LyraOS and BRK taking it even further, trying to build a whole model operating system based on MCP. The idea is a platform with modular plugins, maybe even a marketplace for on-chain AI services.
Wow, okay. This sounds like it could really spark a whole new AI economy within crypto.
Yeah.
What does this mean for someone investing in crypto today? How should they think about MCP?
It's potentially huge for investors. MCP isn't just another piece of tech. It could fundamentally change the digital asset game. It enables this new native AI economic layer, meaning AI models aren't just tools, they're economic players. They have accounts, they build reputations, they can earn revenue, they evolve. Imagine DeFi, where AIs are the market makers, the DAO voters, the NFT curators,
Right.
and all that on-chain data. AIs will interpret it, analyze it, maybe even reprice it. You could see new types of assets emerge, like AI behavioral data assets, things you could trade.
So investment strategies might need to shift.
Could be. Instead of just focusing on one blockchain or one AI app, maybe you look at the infrastructure enabling this whole ecosystem, the incentive hubs, the aggregation layers, the protocols like MCP that connect everything. MCP, being foundational for both meaning semantics and action execution, could develop strong network effects. It might command a premium as the standard. So definitely something for medium to long-term investors to watch closely.
Okay, so it comes down to that loop: identity, context, execution, and incentives. That's the key to making AI work on-chain. And MCP aims to be the infrastructure making that loop possible, tackling both the how technically and the why economically. All right, let's get practical. How does MCP actually change how we do things on-chain?
Well, the biggest change is that AI models become these autonomous on-chain agents because MCP gives them identity, context, intent understanding, and execution ability. They can interact with contracts, work with humans, deal with digital assets in a much smarter, more intuitive way.
It gives them a clear path to participate.
Exactly. MCP lays out that path. Identity, permissions, memory, task breakdown, planning, proof of execution. It lets AI really join the Web3 economy.
You mentioned asset management as a big early use case. How does MCP improve that?
Think about DeFi now. It's often manual, right? You research protocols, compare APYs, manage strategies yourself. It takes time, expertise.
Yeah, definitely a learning curve. And risk.
A big one. Now, imagine an MCP-based AI agent. It can automatically scan on-chain data, assess risk across different protocols, generate personalized strategies based on simple instructions. You just tell it, optimize my yield but keep risk low, or find sustainable DeFi investment.
In natural language.
But natural language.
Yeah.
And crucially, you can often simulate or backtest the strategy on-chain before committing real funds. That builds trust.
That sounds much more accessible.
It is. It lowers the barrier massively. People who aren't crypto experts can delegate asset management using plain English. That's a game changer.
Huge. What about identity and social interaction on-chain? How does MCP change that?
Another great area. Today, your on-chain identity is mostly just your transaction history, what tokens you hold, maybe some POAPs. It's pretty static.
Right, a snapshot.
Exactly. But with AI semantic agents, your on-chain presence can learn and adapt based on your preferences, your behavior. These agents could participate in social DAOs for you, publish content, run NFT campaigns, manage your reputation.
So my agent could represent me in online communities.
Potentially, yes. We're seeing early versions in social blockchain projects, agents helping new users onboard, find connections, participate. Solves that cold start problem many platforms have. And looking ahead, maybe you have multiple agents for different social settings. MCP would be the layer underneath, managing their permissions and how they behave. Your identity becomes active, not passive.
An active, AI-powered digital self.
Okay, third area. Governance and DAOs. You said DAOs often struggle with participation. How does MCP help there?
You're right. Low turnout, complexity, information overload. These are real DAO problems.
Yeah, reading every proposal can be tough.
Exactly. MCP agents, with their semantic understanding, can help massively. They can summarize long proposals for you, suggest votes based on your known preferences, even vote automatically if you set up a preference agent.
The preference agent. So it votes how I likely would.
Based on parameters you set, yes. It tackles that info overload and helps make sure votes better reflect what the community actually wants. Plus, these agents can learn from governance outcomes across different DAOs. Learn from other DAOs.
Yeah, if a student proposal type consistently leads to bad results elsewhere, the agent learns that and can advise you or other DAOs. It leads to more intelligent governance evolving over time.
That could really improve how DAOs function. You hinted at other applications too, beyond those three.
Oh yeah, MCP offers a unified way for AI to tackle lots of things. Data curation finding and organizing valuable on-chain info. GameFi making NPCs smarter, with real dialogue, evolving behaviors.
AI brains for game characters.
Totally. Also, automating ZK-proof generation that's complex crypto magic, but AI could translate intents into the necessary ZK systems, making it easier. Cross-chain tasks, too, coordinating actions across different blockchains. And for NFTs, AI curators recommending collections or generating personalized content.
Wow, the list just keeps going. It really feels like a fundamental shift in how we use blockchains.
It absolutely is. Before, you needed to know what to do, the contract logic, the fees, all of it.
Not the technical stuff.
With MCP, the goal is you just say what you want. Stake my ETH for the best safe return. The AI agent handles the how. The whole interaction layer changes from code to semantics, from function calls to intent orchestration.
So AI becomes less of a tool, more of an active agent. And the blockchain becomes less of a protocol network, more of an interactive context.
Exactly, a dynamic, interactive context where intelligent agents operate.
That's a powerful idea. Okay, let's widen the lens again. Thinking about the market, industry applications, where does MCP have the biggest potential outside the core crypto world?
Well, MCP is right at that cutting edge where AI meets blockchain. It's not just tech, it's enabling a new economic model. That opens doors across many industries.
Like which ones?
Finance, definitely. Healthcare, manufacturing, smart contracts for legal stuff,
Yeah.
digital asset management. The list is long. As AI gets better and blockchain use grows, MCP's potential is just huge. We expect it to be central to this AI crypto convergence and this idea of AI native assets tied directly to AI models that could really disrupt things.
AI native assets. Intriguing. Could you give specifics? How might MCP work in, say, finance, healthcare, or the Internet of Things?
Sure, finance. Imagine AI models with tradable revenue rights. You could trade the rights to the income generated by a successful trading bot on a DeFi platform using smart contracts.
So investing the AI's performance.
Essentially, yes. It creates new investment types, might attract traditional finance. Healthcare, AI analyzing medical data for drug discovery or diagnostics. MCP could manage the data access via smart contracts, ensure privacy, and handle incentive sharing transparently if discoveries are made.
Okay, transparency is key there.
Absolutely. IoT smart homes, smart cities, AI models analyzing sensor data to optimize energy, manage traffic, etc. MCP provides the framework to incentivize these models reliably, making the whole system work better and speeding up development.
So MCP is the bridge, not just AI to blockchain, but across industries too, providing the tech and the economic rails. How does it help with overall innovation, integrating supply chains?
Yeah, it breaks down silos. Think about sharing training data for AI development. MCP could enable a decentralized platform for that, instead of data being locked up inside companies. It facilitates these decentralized transactions of data, compute power.
Overcoming data silos.
Right. And it pushes openness. The logic is often on-chain in smart contracts, so it's transparent, auditable, people can build on it, customize models within the framework. It fosters this collaborative ecosystem. Developers share progress, the whole industry moves faster. Finance, manufacturing, healthcare, education. The reach is broad.
Okay, and from an investor angle, how does this MCP model affect capital markets, commercialization?
Well, it's already drawing attention. The decentralized rewards, tokenizing revenue rights, these offer new ways for investors to get involved. You could buy rights to an AI's future earnings.
Directly investing in AI model.
Potentially, yes. MCP is creating new types of digital assets. These MCP-based AI assets could become major targets for VCs, hedge funds, even individuals.
And that investment helps build the ecosystem.
Exactly. Capital flowing and funds development, optimization. Companies can raise money by selling or licensing these revenue rights. It creates this cycle. Capital drives innovation, which drives adoption, which attracts more capital. Investor confidence becomes really important for MCP's value and market position.
It sounds like a powerful feedback loop. So MCP isn't just tech, it's potentially an engine for economic growth, creating whole new asset classes. Okay, let's wrap up this deep dive. Can you give us the main takeaways and maybe a final thought?
Sure. So The key thing is MCP is a really significant step in merging AI and crypto. It has huge potential in DeFi, data privacy, smart contract automation, and especially this idea of tokenizing AI assets.
Making AI models themselves into valuable, tradable things.
Right. As AI gets smarter and more integrated, MCP offers that needed decentralized, transparent platform. It boosts AI efficiency and value, helps it get adopted more widely. We've seen AI and blockchain grow from separate fields into this powerful combination, and MCP is key to unlocking their combined strengths.
So it's reshaping digital assets, but potentially the broader economy, too.
We think so. As AI and blockchain mature, MCP could drive real global economic transformation. From an investment view, expect serious capital VCs, hedge funds flowing into MCP applications.
And as more AI models get tokenized via MCP, demand grows.
That's the idea. Demand for the assets boosts the protocol, and its decentralized nature gives it stability, no single point of failure, which is attractive.
Okay, that's a strong summary, which leads us to a final thought for you, our listener.
Yeah, think about this. As the MCP ecosystem grows, could these AI and crypto assets built on it become more than just niche investments?
You mean mainstream?
Maybe even more. Could they evolve into major global financial commodities, like oil or gold, but for the digital age, contributing to a whole new, maybe more decentralized, international economic structure?
The AI models as global commodities, that's definitely something to chew on as this space keeps moving so fast. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.